Welcome, here I've got HUAWEI P20 Pro and let me show you how to use Camera Pro Mode at this device. So let's start by tapping on camera button to open it, and for now we are on standard photo mode, so we have to change it by using this settings bar and just simply going to right to Pro. Here we are. This mode gives us possibilities to choose some shooting parameters by ourselves. This is useful when we want to learn photographic skills or making experiments with photography. So let me start with this settings bar. Let's go from the right. The first one option here we can manage is white balance, so we can change the temperature of our picture, and here we can pick between the ready lights, so it depends from the light we have in the area where we take a photo. So let's pick the first one, the cloudy, then white fluorescent light, tungsten light, daylight, and when we move to the last one button here, we get access to extra slider where we can change our white balance manually in Kelvin degrees. So as you can see, when we move to left, we can make our picture more cold. When we move to right, we can make it more warm. So this is kind of balance between warm and cold tones of our photo, the blue and orange light. And of course there's no problem to go back to auto white balance. We have to simply move to this settings bar and tap to AWB button from the left. Now let's move to the next one option. Here we have focusing. We are on AF with continuous shot, so we have autofocus now. Autofocus is also connected with single shot, so we can pick two of them, and we can move to the right on this to manual focus, so we get access to slider, and now we can easily adjust focusing as we need to our object. Now let's stay on autofocus, for example with continuous shot, and let me move to the third option, the exposure compensation. Here we can manage the light of our picture in kind of basic way. By using this slider and going to the right, we can make our photo more bright. By going to left, we can make it more dark. As you can see, this is how it works. At the center we have 0 parameter, so there was no problem to go back to auto exposure compensation. Now let's move to the next one option, shutter speed. So we can manage the time of taking photo, and we can, by using this slider, make it shorter from 1/4,000 of a second. So this is really short time, and it should be definitely better to objects, for example in move, to frozen them at the picture with a good light, or we can go to the right and make it longer. The longest here is 30 seconds, so it should be better to objects that are stable, or if we need some blur at our picture. And of course, when we want to go back to auto shutter speed, we have to move to left to A letter button now from the left side here. And let's move to the next one option, the ISO, so we can change camera's sensitivity to light. We can make it less sensitive from 50 or more sensitive to the really wide spectrum. I think it's really professional, like in the real pro camera. So you can use this as you need, or just go back to auto by tapping again on the left button. But I want to show you also that when we adjust these two parameters together, so ISO with shutter speed, we can manage the light of our picture also in really professional way. So we don't need exposure compensation button now. And here, as you can see, this is kind of locked. Nothing happens when we adjust this. So if you want to use this basic light management, you have to stay on auto with these two parameters. Now it works again. And let's move to the last one option now, the meta ring. We are on matrix. We can pick also center weighted and the spot one. So this is how to change this. Here I want to show you that also when we move to right corner button, we can open camera settings. Most of them is also in standard photo mode, but now let's tap to resolution. We have one extra thing here in pro mode, the RAW format. By using the button from the right, we can of course turn it on and off. And the RAW is really pro because it's the professional photographers use this to save more details at the pictures and post-product them in graphic programs. So good to know that we have this here and we can save our photos not only on JPEG but also in this RAW. Now let's move back to this settings. I also want to show you that we have here horizontal level option in capture category. So by tapping on right button we can turn it on and off. And this is useful when we want to be sure that we hold our device steady when we need to take straight picture. So as you can see, this is how it looks like and works. Of course, we can turn it off easily here. So now it disappeared. And now let's tap to highlighter button from the right also, so we can open short tutorial about Pro Mode. I think this is also useful. You can read this and just simply learn from this. And now let me use all of these parameters to take a picture. So let me start with white balance. Maybe let me adjust it manually a little bit warmer. If focusing, let's stay on auto. Maybe let me leave exposure compensation because I want to use these two parameters. And demattering maybe the spot one. To see my photo, let's go to left to the button that follows us straight to the gallery. So this is how it looks like. I suggest you to making experiments with all of these settings and just have a good fun. Thanks for watching, subscribe our channel and leave the thumbs up.